Yay! I guess I'll get right to it. I'm gonna draw this woman. Uh, I don't know, another mythical character of some sort who is just sort of. I get. Oh wait, what's that? Oh, that's weird. Oh, maybe the pencil's missing. Well, that's too bad. Um, like she's perhaps flying through the sky and diving, but we'll see. Similar to what I did before. Is oh, she's a goddess. Yeah. And well, I suppose she could be. got just got home from work, and you um, I mean I've had worse. I can't complain too much, but here lately I don't know what it is, but every now and then it's like these pains shoot through my foot, right into the toe. It's almost as if I stepped on a damn nail. You know, I mean, it's been going on for quite a while now, to where now I don't react to it as much. But I don't know if that's like one of the first signs of, well, you know what we got to do? We got to chop that thing off. So yeah, I don't know. I checked my lotto tickets. Yeah, yeah. Didn't win a damn thing. So, you know, that would have been something to say, oh, well, turns out I'm a multi-millionaire. But I'm not. I'm just, anyway, um, tried to, wanted to keep up with, Pat's, anniversary show, which it's an anniversary show and I don't get to be a part of it. You know? I never get to do the cool stuff. Um, and but by the time I was able to get to it at work, it was already over. So uh, saw a bit here and there. Apparently, the depression of Mr. Kill Everything continues. And, uh, I did see where he was briefly on, and I don't know, it still looked pretty bad. Uh, so hopefully, I can come out of that. But there's not much anyone can do about it other than themselves. So anyway, uh, that's all. That's all I really saw. It's still a bummer that the super tips don't work. I mean, you can send messages, text messages or whatnot, but the voice thing, and that's one of the really cool parts of it. Uh, Hoping it would work, I sent some in, and well, I mean, he told me ahead of time. I said, "Yeah, I still haven't figured that out." But I was gonna send Pat some cash, and That's what I did. Later on, and hell, for all I know, they're still going. I'd probably not, but anyway, saw Milton doing his show. Uh, I guess it was supposed to be a retrospective or a look back. Still too. And then in that aspect of it, it was interesting of the claims he made about himself and everything, and knowing what everyone knows now. And I don't think that man's honest. You know, of course, couldn't resist. Had to do what I did send a super tip. Oh yeah, it was about April. It was a dig at Aaron and all that. I think it was it Moody or Bellman, so I don't know. Saying he would have been able to hear certain sounds and the goings on between her and Nick. Anyway, that was about it. It was a kind of a busy night. I mean, it was, and that's true of Friday night going into Saturday. A lot more comes in. And it's like, okay, took care of those. And it's usually, if one shows up, at least two more will come too. And that's usually, it's weird how that works. It's always kind of been that way at that place. And like, somehow they know. It's like, hey, they're going there. I'll go too. But anyway, took care of all that. There was some guy. I didn't know what to make of it. There was a vehicle stalled out at the pump. You know, usually they're stalled on the road like they couldn't get there or whatever, but with his door open. And then finally the guy showed up and he mumbled something, but I didn't quite understand what he was talking about. And well, they filled it up and left. So one of these days, I'm thinking, oh boy, there's like a dead body in there, isn't there? Something like that. It's either that or you go dump trash in the dumpster and then suddenly there's a dead body back there. Um, of course, there was, and I just say it was a dead dog. I didn't really look. It was the bag, but there was clearly I'll say it was an animal. I mean, if it was human, it would have been like a part of it. It wasn't, I don't know. I guess someone just decided to dispose of their dog, putting them in a trash bag and dumping it into one of the trash cans by the gas pump. Uh, and there's a lot of things. There's a lot of crazy crap in those trash cans. They're not very big, and a couple of times, and this is a couple of times, different like coffee makers were in there. Some pretty sizable. Some of the little cheap ones. Like cabinet doors and stuff were shoved in there. Uh, all kinds of. It was like a child's car seat or something like that. Uh, and then just the usual crap. Diapers, of course. Like a lot of times, it's like right next to the damn trash can, there'll be a diaper. Just like you couldn't just toss it right into the can. No, it's on the ground right there in the concrete. What the hell? I can't help but think, oh, that's a subtle FU, isn't it? I didn't do nothing to you. You bastard. But anyway, that's what happens. But the odd thing about it, by bringing something that's really heavy and cumbersome and oftentimes too big to even put in the damn can, so it's just like stacked on top of it or off to the side or whatever. And I mean, like I said, like the diaper bag being left there is an FU. Maybe it's an FU that they just do that when the big dumpster is right there. It's just a few steps away. That's all you got to do. You could have put it in there. Nah. Well, guess I'll never understand humanity. Oh well. I don't need to see the Photoshop collection. I'm getting chat. Hey Thompson, evening Doug. Well, it's morning for me. Well, evening for me too, isn't it? Yeah, that's true. Thompson, a dead dog? Yeah, it was an animal of a sort. I didn't dig through the bag to see what breed it was, but you could make out the shape. Hey Thompson, I hit a dog and had it stuck under my van. I had to take car of that at the gas station. Huh. Hey Thompson, I bet a lot of piss bottles. I didn't really examine the content. Uh, hey Thompson, sorry about those diapers. No, that was you, wasn't it? I should have known. I don't know. Is it like a tradition with some people? Hey, wait a minute. Don't just put that into the trash can. Put it right next to it. But on the pavement. Some dumbass will have to come here and pick it up and put it in the trash. Is that what it is? Like the little thrill people get out of it. My God. Why? Why? We may never know. Oh, shit. Then a couple of people. One cigarillo. So let me see that ID. I don't have it. You're not getting the cigarillo. But, I guess they take the chances and figure maybe this guy won't check. But I did. And sometimes it's just like, it's probably of age, but I can't tell for sure. And maybe it was, but I'm like, you don't have anything? And I'll never fully understand that situation. But whatever. He didn't get no cigarillos last night. There was a couple of guys doing that. And the one guy, I thought for sure, yeah, he's gonna, I don't know, either say he had it and then give me some ridiculous piece of crap fake one, or like the red, oh, I must have lost it, and leave like he's gonna go get it out of the car or whatever, and never come back. At least not to. I'll wait to some other guy who might be cool. Um, but no, this young looking too, but he had it, and it was genuine. It was a Texas uh, ID. Yeah. Now, I'm sure other states have this as well. But in Louisiana, they have the LA wallet, and it's acceptable. It's basically just you have it on your phone, and it has an approved image of your driver's license, ID, and so that'll work. But some people, they think they can just show me a photo of their driver's license. It's not the official, the LA wallet, and it's got the little logo on it and all that. So there's probably some people who can figure out how to copy it or whatever, I assume, but they never told us what to look for on that. I guess maybe not. I don't know. But and that's and so someone will do that. It's like, no, that's it. Come on, man. And it's like, no, not gonna cut it. Some of them just like, yeah, all right, whatever. Others throw a hissy fit and all that stuff. Yeah, you're not getting it. You're not getting anything. The mic is wrong. Default mic. Oh, jeez, you're right. It's going from the cam. Why would it do that? Keep setting this one for the default one. Even though it's further from me, it should sound better now. Why is that one? Usually that one's never even in the list. The camera one, both of the camera ones. Why? I don't even turn those on. Whatever. More. Let me see. I hit a dog. I did that one. Sorry about the diaper. Richard Kish. Hi, Richard. Good morning, Doug. Happy Saturday. Well, I guess it'll do. Hey, Thompson, is this a trucker gas station? Nope. Hey, Thompson, I had to scrape a deer off the bumper on central New Jersey one night. Gas station attendant was not happy. I can imagine. No, I wouldn't want to deal with that. Hey, Thompson, can't be driving around with a quarter of deer stuck in the grill. Well, no. Hey, Thompson, I don't think you are using the. Oh, yeah, I already read that. Hey, Thompson, happy birthday, Doug. Well, that's nice, except it isn't my birthday. So, but, I guess we can count it. It's the thought that counts. There we go. Oh, I forgot to draw all the swirly things. Crap. I must really be dead tired. But I gotta do something because I'm not gonna have time for my usual video stuff. But I did manage to do another episode of the Mr. Nailsin Show. And it's sent it into Radio Misfits just before I came on here. So it'll be up there sometime today. Did Bayou Crime Report. And a little segment with Lefty Tuddington, and then another episode of Bubba Stargon and the Uranus Patrol. But considering the schedule for this week, I might not be able to do a Nailsin show for next Saturday. I don't know. I didn't do as good a job as I'd hoped. Well, that'll have to do, I guess. Oh, man. Hey, Thompson, how many trips around the sun have you made now, Doug? How many trips? Well, in July, it'll be 55. I'm 50. 55. I don't know why it's. That was weird. All right. Do I just do another one? I don't know. Let me see. Get rid of that. Goodbye. Goodbye. I don't know. All right, maybe I'll try this one. Oh, wait, maybe I could. Nope, it is. Okay. Oh, no, it's not even on. Yeah, it is. Whatever. I don't know. Like that. It's like this and like that, and oh, that. Oh, there we go. This goes a little better. Hmm. There we go. All right. Let's see. Okay. Nah. Oops. Uh, anyway, I should have the video already uploaded. In fact, it's already up by now. So there's that. Tomorrow I'll do Mr. Nailsin Sunday Comic. And it's some science fiction comic book that I haven't done yet before. Called Strange Worlds. And so I'll do that. Not too big of a head. Okay. Oh crap, I forgot I don't have a... Oh, jeez. Well, this is just stupid. How could I be this unprepared? Oh well, we'll just have to wing it. I wonder, yeah, probably. This is very unprofessional. Should have a straight edge. This will not be accurate. I'm just so tired. Plus, my other templates would really come in handy here. Right there on the other side of the room. Okay. Okay. Hmm. No, not that. This one. Okay. I don't think you're using the mic. Why is this lady being drawn? Because I want to. And where the hell is Stealth Chaos? I don't know. Stealth Chaos claims he can urinate with an erection. Huh. I don't believe him. Doug, is someone washing dishes? I don't know. Thompson, Doug, have you seen Adolescence on Netflix? Nope. Hey, Thompson, my son was watching YouTube today and it went into the state of toys reports. Doug, did you know almost every Marvel toy right now is a complete failure. They can't sell any of them. It doesn't surprise me. I wonder if is it about the same as the Star Wars toys? They can't sell any of those either. Except, maybe the ones based on the original stuff. Anyway, hey Thompson, check out the dollar stores around you. They will be disposing of the toys in the dumpsters soon, evidently. They are all sales flops. Hey Thompson, not sure if you are a collector or not, but if they are free, I'll take them. No, I don't collect the toys. I do read the comic books. I have quite a few of those. Well, not so much lately like it used to be, but the toys, no. I got a few like from the Kingdom Come line and some stuff like that, but it's a metric by which to determine. They keep claiming things are as awesome as it's ever been, and it's amazing, and then they fudge the numbers on the budget spent on movies when it was way more than it was, stuff like that. And you don't know what the streaming numbers are, and so on and so forth. But the main thing of having those uh, IP and franchise entities is the merchandise sells, because it's not just enough for the movie or the TV show or the cartoons or whatever. You need to sell crap like toys. And, that was the lesson of Star Wars when it came out. It's like the movies didn't make George Lucas a billionaire, the toys did. And it was all a part of the obsession that the movie created of the property, of course. But it's kind of like the movies just become an advertisement for toys. And, people just wanted these little figures based on these beloved characters and whatnot. And then it became a big collector deal. And of course, the originals would be very valuable. Problem is a lot of the kids, you know, they tore that stuff open and played with it and destroyed it. So, but that adds to the value to it because it's rare, you know. So if someone has, I don't know, some Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker thing from back in that bygone era we commonly refer to as the day, um, then it's going to be worth a pretty penny. However, uh, you take Disney that bought these entities, and they're claiming it's still great despite what they did with narrative and so on and so forth, and all that. And yet, the products collect dust on the store shelves. Yeah. And as this continues to fester, uh, eventually you got to wonder about, the toy companies are like, hey, we're really starting to hurt wasting our material and stuff, reproducing your crap that nobody wants. Yeah. So eventually it's like quite a few. And I don't know, I think a lot of them are in trouble. But you got to think long and hard about accepting yet another contract with the likes of Disney and whatnot, is they're just going to constantly demand you make facsimiles of failed characters or what have you. But that's what happened. It's all so very unfortunate. But it easily becomes a metric to see whether they're being deceptive. And really, to a certain point, you think, well, they're being deceptive just to buy time for when they right the ship and everything will be fine. And no one need notice that they really screwed up at one point. But they never righted that ship. Yeah. It's like hey, no one watched the Daredevil show. I don't understand. And there's all these people saying they loved the original and it was all that. Well, but they don't trust you to make a good one. And your product of late was so poor that the very brand of Disney and Marvel is in the toilet. Another thing about riding the ship is you don't have forever to ride the ship. And especially now when everything seems to be in perpetual transition, not that kind of transition, but what exactly are movies becoming and will that maintain the interest it once had um, into the future? And it's looking like just the very habit of being waiting for movies or being excited about them or being interested in television and so on. There's no guarantee that just continues. And, one could wonder, gee, if they hadn't gotten lazy with properties and whatnot, couldn't they have captured younger generations for it? And it seems like, yes, you could, but when it's all this lazy pablum and getting arrogant and taking it for granted that this will just always continue, um, and then suddenly you've squandered years where some people gravitated to something else. And it's like with all the streaming wars, people say, well, I guess Netflix won. No, YouTube won. It far exceeds that. And but Netflix has actual TV shows and movies and all that, but YouTube's got all these strange, crazy things that just anybody can be on it, and it attracts the eyeballs to that. So I don't know what the future holds when it comes to entertainment and all that. I mean, surely you would think just the telling stories that are fascinating and interesting uh, would still win the day, but still don't particularly know what form it'll take, and a completely different evolution of the of medium that would present it. So it's all fascinating, if not absolutely terrifying in some aspects. It would have to be for people in that business. And with the whole AI thing, I mean, eventually I keep coming back to it that Hollywood's going to fire everybody, and they can just do AI and stuff. Yeah, well, the problem with that, with the rate of the technology, uh, just anybody could. You the technology gets to a point where you just, well, I want a cowboy movie and I want John Wayne in it, so it just does AI John Wayne. But it looks like a movie that was made today or something like that. And there you go. And it'll cobble together based on previous westerns and whatnot to come up with a narrative, whatever. It's a gunfighter come to clean up the town. Well, it's a range war and he's got to fight it. Whatever. Stuff like that. Check the dollar stores. 8 Thompson, not sure. Collector. Yeah, Star Wars is a flop as well. Yeah. 8 Thompson. I asked why you were drawing the lady because I thought she was a criminal. I wrote that before you put a helmet on her. No, I'm not drawing criminals. I mean, if I want, what an interesting criminal. Yeah, she came running through the parking lot looking like that. I guess she's an arsonist with that thing. Usually, I'll go look up a story and do a little Nailsin News segment on it first. Thought about doing that, but plus I'm not wearing my suit. I prefer to do that. Yes. Anyway, this is actually kind of sort of a character that I never really did anything with, but she was supposed to be this sort of goddess-like character. And she went by the name the Eternal Flame, because she carried this perpetually lit torch and flew around and stuff. There is an outfit, but I tend to like to draw her naked with her red sash that flows around her and maintaining her modesty. Hey, does remember when Star Wars toys would sell the fuck out in 10 minutes? They were saying they can't sell Star Wars toys 3 years now or something. Yeah, it's dead. It's done. Why doesn't this lady have nipples? I could have put them on there, but I would just have to erase them. I was going to put the little sash here to, again, protect her modesty. Hey, Thompson, overall, the toy stores are a sad place now. Toys suck now. Yeah, I know. That's another thing. With the failure of the IPs that drove the market and whatnot, and when that is maintained and stays stagnant for a certain number of years, say like 10, which is about the time you have now, that's a whole generation you've lost. They're not in the habit of even being interested in it. And they've gone on to other things. There's video game interest, and maybe some toys based on that. Maybe. I doubt it though at this point. But the games themselves, certainly, even though there's some evidence of decline here and there and whatnot, a lot of games are failing because of wokeness constantly being dumped in. Even if it's a small bit and a whiff of it, it turns people off. So that does serious damage to it. But nevertheless, compared to movies, they're nowhere near the popularity of video games. So there's other things that will fill the void you create by the foolishness and arrogance that they displayed. So anyway, it's hard to imagine because of people our age who grew up with this stuff, but it ends. Did it have to? No, not necessarily, but it did. And you can't just omit the idiocy and activities that took place over the past 10 years with properties like that. And they're going to pay a heavy price. They were showing the shelves 1 to 2 millimeters of dust on these toys. Marvel and Star Wars. Yeah, that kind of reminds me of these videos of a YouTube channel called World Class Bullshitters.
And that guy, for quite a few years now, that's what he would do. He would go to the stores, would go to Walmart, stuff like that, and Target and what have you, and would go to the toy section and say, well, let's see what we got here. And of course, there were tons of these Star Wars toys, and there were tons because nobody was interested in them. And no doubt the Marvel stuff is the same. So a lot of the Marvel stuff, it was, doing pretty good for a while. But then they replaced everything with, diverse characters and all this stuff, and characters nobody wanted, all that stuff. I mean, like right now they're pushing, Captain Falcon. I mean, I don't know how much they invested in toys there. I imagine quite a bit. And you might as well have just thrown the money down the toilet. A. Thompson, the report was describing some of the sales arrangements. In some cases, the manufacturer will have to buy the toys back. It will be a big problem for, Hasbro's in a lot of trouble, I hear, for all of this. And yeah, that's the problem. It's like, it's not just Disney losing. It's the companies they have contracts with, and they're supposed to provide, the basis for these toys. And when that basis for the toys, say Star Wars or Marvel, goes to crap, then there's no interest in it. So it doesn't sell. So now everybody loses. And mass producing, the figures and the spaceships and all that costs money to do, and just got to suddenly dump it all at discount stores, and even those collect dust. Hey, look, they're dirt cheap for, I don't know, female Black Panther or whatever. Nah. And you think, gee, just a short while ago it was doing, yeah, well, you can't screw around with that stuff. If you've got a formula that works, typically you stick to it. But so for quite a few of these, it's probably too late. Hate to admit it, because I always had a fascination. I mean, a comic book guy with a superhero story and all that. And you got a couple of movies, but basically, and really, with now, it's, I don't know, it's just the way it is. Again, wokeness and whatnot, but its better days are long gone. And that's just quality of story. Well, there's people who could do good work. I like what Jeff Johns is doing with his Ghost Machine comics. And then, of course, Mark Miller is just brilliant, and he just knows how to write and stuff. And he's got quite a few of his Millerverse comics. And those two are probably the best that you could go to right now. The other, just being the current Conan the Barbarian series, is pretty good. And that's about it. And as far as, the Superman movie, they're going to try with that. And I'd like it to be successful, but I'm extremely dubious on this. It's a strange thing, because like when Marvel was screwing up with all this, that was the moment for DC to strike, but they just didn't see it. So, as one fades, the other could rise, and this sort of thing. But it doesn't work that way, I guess. So I don't know. I don't know what other kind of genre, what could replace the superhero craze now that it appears to be over. If the woke era was over, we might get good comedies again, but everyone was terrified of doing comedy because someone's going to be offended, and that could destroy your career now. probably one of the more mainstays is, but again, I'm thinking of film and whatnot. I don't know that that survives as an entity in and of to itself in these strange times, living in the future and all that. But horror was always a good old standby. It just never really seems to go away. And of course, I've often said that it's a great genre for young filmmakers to learn the craft and whatnot, just even just the basics, framing shots, all that, understanding uh, the placement of scenes and so on. Uh, and it would do well for that. But a lot of talent comes out of that. At least it used to. And even now, you hear somebody, they'll have a cool take on something, and it cuts to the core of it because it's very visceral in the emotion that it inspires, primarily fear, but others as well. Sometimes some of them can be very funny. But at the same time being horrific and whatnot. But I I don't know what else to do. I just remember a lot of the Hollywood snobs, being upset about the superheroes and all that sort of thing. But it kept them afloat for a while when there was nothing else. And then the woke virus took it down too. And just the basic quality. They got lazy. Uh, because a lot of things that are described as woke aren't particularly woke in and of themselves, and that they're trying to be subversive in the sense that typically the male hero is cut down in the hopes that people will see the female hero as better or superior, um, and that sort of thing. Which then begs the question: well, why does she need him? If she's so great, why does she need him to be so bad or lackluster or whatever, or flawed and failed or something? Uh, well, they don't think that through. So even when they're, oh my God, we're in trouble, we got to figure out how to right the ship or fix this or that, but they never knew how. They never understood these stories and stuff like that. And people get hired based on skin and genitals and so on and so forth, and it all goes back to they've lost years in their industry, and at a certain point, it becomes too late to try to save it. And it looks like that might be the case. I mean, there's strange things. I was talking about DC and Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers is in a lot of trouble with their mistakes. And it seemed like some things, like Zaslav took over, and he was making some amount of sense, just basic raw business, no matter how cold it might seem. And some of the things I wanted Henry Cavill to get another shot at Superman. But if it was about the money and when the state of the affairs they were in, and they had to go cheaper, I don't like it, but I could respect it. I understand the reality of it. So, and then of course doing things like canceling the Batgirl movie because it was it made more sense to take the tax write off than to try to lose the money in promoting it. It's whatever. It would be interesting to see it, and it's like, well, how bad is it? It probably was. I don't know. But anyway, things like that. It's just these kind of cold business decisions that and a lot of people in the arts just never understood business at all. They demand a lot of it, but just can't quite conceive it. But so anyway, that's for the DC property. But it's like, I don't know. I mean, hopefully, Gunn can pull it out and it works for them because they're banking a lot on that Superman film. But that's the DC IP. The other one would be Harry Potter, which still seems to be vastly popular and whatnot. So, but what do you do? The films did what they did, and the books have been sold and all that. So the story is pretty much done. And so the one thing you could do is, well, they didn't tell everything. The books were far more in depth and whatnot, so they could do. And this is what they promised: they'll do this series that'll do a more expansive retelling of the story and the things that the movies, for time constraints, couldn't cover. So, okay, that sounds cool and everything for them. And then in the midst of all this, right now, they race swap one of the main characters. It's just like, I, I are you stupid? Because like I said, in this instance, I don't know how you argue it isn't, a woke skin and genitals criteria to do it. But after all of that crap, if there is a slight whiff of wokeness to a project, even when in some cases it's totally unfair, it will kill that property. So, with the dire straits they're in, and if DC doesn't work, Harry Potter might save them. Might. I mean, it's still like a streaming show. I'm like, I don't know. At least, because movies, you put those into a theater and you at least got the ticket sales. But anyway, that's what they're pursuing. But you do that. And because I never really got into Harry Potter, so it didn't matter much to me, but I understood its value and, respect that. My sister was heavily into it. So I don't know I'd have to see what she thinks about all that. But it just to be careful and care for it and all that. I know John Lithgow was hired to play one of the characters, and there was people upset because he's not British. Someone else made the point. I forget how old he is. And I guess what is he? Is he in his 70s now? I think he is. And they're projecting for pursuing these Harry Potter stories for the next 10 years. I'm like, well, maybe he can do it. I don't know. So they'll just have to recast at some point. I mean, look, it's just the reality. We're all going there. But anyway, but then suddenly announcing that race swap character, that's not going to go over well. And if you think you can just shame people, this is the thing. They thought this goes all the way back to the female Ghostbusters and everything. They really thought they could shame people into the seats. Well, I'm going to call you a racist if you don't say you like it. I'm going to call you a misogynist if you don't say you like it, so on and so forth. And really belittling whatever, grievances one might have in those particular issues, and creating it out of whole cloth for fantasy entertainment shows and characters. Never once does any of them try to go to a fantasy genre that doesn't really involve white people, or something, and it's like there's all kinds of fables and stuff that the likes of which haven't even been dealt with. Could have done that, and that would be a genuine, honest approach to a story most people haven't heard before, or something like that. Risky, of course. They want to use established brands because it's cheaper and easier. But then when you burn those established brands down, you've done far worse than had you risked a story people aren't familiar with and it's unsuccessful. But if they were genuine, which they aren't, in their, oh, gee, I really want to see a diverse cast and stuff like that, so I'll just give them hand-me-downs from white people and what have you, is dishonest to it all. And over the years, it's happened from time to time for this character or that one. It's like, yeah, well, whatever. Uh, but the over obsession of it and having so much of that encompassing the woke era is, it's like I feel sorry for some of the actors who are just looking for work, and they get these roles and then nobody likes you, and then, well, now you're the face of failure, all this sort of thing. Um, because it's all it is tokenizing, and a lot of effort for something that's doomed to fail over a certain type of arrogance and foolishness that came out over all that. And all very sad. All very sad. And it's like, I feel it's not that I feel it, it's true. I was robbed of the opportunity for new Star Wars, new Star Trek, and all that. And they screwed up deliberately. The report describing the sale arrangement. Yeah. Hey, Thompson, my son got an A on his final exam. We went to the toy store as promised and would have bought him anything he wanted. We walked around, nothing good for sale. Yeah. Hey, Thompson, he ended up leaving with nothing. Good Lord. I felt terrible. Brought him to the electronics store and got him the new Luigi's Mansion. There you go. Video game. You see? Yeah. That's a lot of, I hear that quite a bit, actually. There's this guy I do the Doomcock show with. And yeah, his son was initially interested in Star Wars and stuff, but quickly abandoned it and says, yeah, I don't care. And a lot of Disney stuff, and he was like, suggest, do you want to go to Disney? And I said, nah. So you see, that's costly. It's a very anecdotal example, but I imagine it pretty much is a microcosm of the overall scene for that. And there's no one to blame but themselves. Yeah. All right. Man, I'm tired, but I got an hour in. I need to color this, but yeah, I'm going to bail. So thanks for showing up and listening to me ramble on and drawing this image. God, I don't know. I can't promise that I'll color it tomorrow after I read Strange Worlds comic book. I could do that and then maybe switch over to having this all ready to go to be colored in the Fave Dave Shulp. So there we go. So, A. Thompson says, the action figures are junk. The Hot Wheels are all fantasy cars and DreamWorks stuff. Yeah. But it's also, there's nothing to inspire excitement about them anymore. The Transformers are trash now unless you can locate those masterpiece. Is that one of those deals where you buy one toy, but then there's a piece of another one in it? And you got to buy all of them to get the thing fully assembled. That old trick. And then you're like, you know what? I'm just not into it anymore, and that's that. I don't know. It's I mean, I did not like the Transformer movies. I think I saw the first two and that was it. It was so bad. They made a lot of them though. I heard that the Bumblebee movie was actually pretty good, but I just have no interest. So I don't know where that IP is at the moment, but it's probably in the same position. I don't know that I could say, at least the two I saw, they weren't woke or anything like that. It just was crap, you know. And it's just, I remember being furious. It was so irritating. I was like, I'm not watching any more of these. It's like the first one, it kind of started off interesting and whatnot. And then it became this slapstick thing at the kid's home with his parents, and they were trying to hide the giant robots from them. And and then the next one had these two rapping idiot robots. And it was like, oh God. I was like, please shut up, you know. So I don't know what happened with the other Transformer movies, and I guess I never will. So anyway, so I got the new video up. What is it? I did another James Bond one the other day. Oh, it's a Doctor Who one. Yeah. It's supposed to be Russell T Davies. Disney wants him gone. Too late, but whatever, something like that. So you can check that out. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning for Sunday Comics. That's the plan. Let's hope it works. I'd like to think it would, wouldn't you? Yes. Man, I hate this thing. I always try to set up for when I hit the ending theme song, and then the stupid selections of videos to play freezes. But there it is. Oh, Stealth Chaos. I never saw any though. So, Stealth Chaos says Transformers is like an intense form of tinnitus. I never saw any though, so please disregard my opinion. Everybody wants Russell's tits Davis gone. Huh. Oh, RTD. Russell tits Davis. I never thought of him as someone to be into tits. Yeah, I think, and in that story, it sounds like he already is gone. He's starting another show, some gay soap opera, and that's what he's going to do. And it's a done deal. Those shows are terrible that he did, and I was just surprised that Disney would still be. I think they would just say, "Yeah, we're not funding this anymore," because they cancel their own homegrown stuff. Why would they bother with some property of the BBC that's just not working? So the story goes that they want, says, yeah, we'll fund another season, but Russell's got to go. We want to pick the actual showrunner, or at least have a vote or say yay or nay on whoever they suggest, stuff like that. And finally, in this one, when I was like, I don't know if this is true or not. And then finally, the kicker was they wanted the entire Doctor Who catalog on Disney. Now, it didn't stipulate in it, did they mean, the new Who shows starting in 2005 till now and that sort of thing, which I don't know if that's still now on Max, but it was for a while. Anyway, Max did a deal where all those shows were on there. And then all of a sudden this new Doctor Who thing with Davies happened for Disney. So I said, well, all right, but what are the numbers that Max got out of it? But they may be saying, no, they want the whole thing, which would be all the original classics on there. So, and that's probably the case, because even now with the burning and of all these franchises and stuff, their original iterations and probably still sell somewhat. That's the interesting thing. Like Star Trek, it's old stuff, Captain Kirk and the like sells. And so I'm sure old Doctor Who, you still see the scarf and all, things like that, probably maintains and brings in more coin. Certainly than whatever they're stumbling around with now. That, did anyone buy a Jodie Whittaker figure? Are you going to get your Ncuti Gatwa figure? I doubt it. Stealth Chaos says, like the Doug button. Yes, you can do that. I would appreciate it. Stealth Chaos, you would draw the new Snow White and Evil Queen before they burn in hell forever. You should draw the new Snow. Well, I don't know about the new Snow White. I don't know that I want to draw that. But the Queen. Oh, yeah. Stealth Chaos. Who are you? Who? Well, that was in the title, wasn't it? If you answer it, show's over. Oh, well. Anyway, there we go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow on Sunday. Yes, Tom Baker was the man. That's the quintessential Doctor Who. Nothing against the guys who preceded him, but I mean, I'm biased because that's the first Doctor I got to see when I was a kid and all that. But since then, I'm like, it's hard. That's a tough act to follow, because the man was legitimately insane. But was probably the original peak of Doctor Who, and then for New Who, I guess, you'd say it was David Tennant, and then that's it. Did it have to go this way? No, but it did. Anyway, so now I really mean it. I'm leaving, and I'll see you tomorrow on Mr. Nailsin's Sunday Comics.
Nothing